So we'll be taking on today cutting tool materials. We were discussing yesterday type of shifts. We have three types of shifts, that is continuous, discontinuous, continuous with built-up edge. And so next to that is for the metal cutting is your cutting tool materials. So what are cutting tool materials? The selection of proper cutting material depends upon, as we know, we if in case of metal cutting, the material to be opted, material to be selected for the metal cutting is very important, because all of our metal cutting is dependent on the selection of the material we are making, and it has some thumb rules also, like the material should be more, we can say, superior to that the material to be cut. So apart from that, we have many of the guidelines for this. We have the factors that are dependent on the cutting tool materials. The first one is that the selection of proper cutting material depends on, that is, the cutting operation involved. So first one is, that is the cutting operation. What sort of machining we are going to employ? Like we are going for we are going for lathe, we are going for milling, we are going for drilling. What sort of operation we are looking for? So that depends upon the operation that we are looking for, and that too will be taking off the material to be selected for this. Clear? So what is the basically the cutting operation, which operation we are opting for. Then third is the workpiece material. Then workpiece material is what is the material of the workpiece, as we were discussing just now only, that cutting tool has to be hardened than the workpiece material. Clear? Like if we are going for a softer materials, like if we are going for a softer materials for this, like we are going for a brasses in this case, or a softer material than that, then it is easy for this. And then the workpiece material, then the tool material should has to be harder than the workpiece material. But the range of the cutting tool material depends upon the workpiece material, and that is the most important point to be noted in this case. That always this is the thumb rule, that the tool material has to be harder than that of the workpiece material, because it has to advance into this. It has to take off the material from the workpiece. So if in case a tool is, we can say, a lighter or a softer than the material of the workpiece material, it won't be able to take off the material out of it. It won't be make up the chipping action out of it. The chip won't be produced. Plus, the tool will we can go for breakage, or the tool will go for the tool won't be taking too long. The life of the tool will be lower in this case. Plus, the tool will, we can say, will fail while cutting that of the machine. The next is the machine to be used. And again, like the similar operations can be done on various type of machines. Like in lathe, we can go for casing also here, and then we can go for grooving also. We can go for chamfering also. We can go for knurling also. So that is similar operations can be done on various set of machines also. So we have to keep in mind that which of the machine we are using. Or like if we are using lathe machine, so what has to be the hardness of the tool, what has to be the cutting tool material properties we have to take off, so that it can be molded properly, it can take off the material properly, whatever it can go for chipping off properly, the chips can be generated off properly in this case. Then next is the production requirement. Requirement is also important in this case. Although we have selected the superior metal for the cutting tool here, and that material is harder than that of the workpiece material, but at the same time that the tool material is taking off very much time to chip off the material, or the metal cutting, it takes we can say a longer amount of time for the cutting the smaller amount of metal out of the workpiece. So that too is not, we can say, considerable in this case. So production requirement, like what is we are going for a mass production, we are going for a sample, what is the sample size we are looking for. Like if we are going for a mass production, then also it has to be taken in mind that the tool should take off the material and the minimum amount of time that it can do. Clear? So then time required, or the time taken for the material to be chipped off should always be minimum in this case. So that is also to be considered. Considering only a harder material, we won't serve the purpose in this case. We have to keep in mind also that the material has to be taken off, and it should be taken off efficiently, and it should be taken off as fast as possible in this case. Then next comes your cost of tool material and operation in this case. Like the we normally we use high speed steels for your lathe machine tools. So these we keep in it has to be kept in mind also that what is the cost of the tool material we are looking for. Like it's not just it should be stronger enough, it should be harder enough than the workpiece can be selected. We have to take it off also. Keep in mind also that what is the cost of the tool material for that purpose. So the cost of the tool means it should be the process should be economical also because it should not be that the cost of the tool we can say surpasses the cost of we can say machining process or the cost of the final product is being raised due to the cost of tool material or we are going for a tool material of such a nature like it is a brittle in nature there are chances that the tool will break up. Yes, more amount of tools will be used in that case, so it has to be taken in that mind also that the tools should be economically suitable also, and it should be the we can say operation should also be suitable also. Like if we are doing an operation that is taking a bulky amount of time out of us, so it is not profitable also because it will also not only it will taking up the time that is plus for the late delay of the your production of a part plus we are wasting the our resources also on it like we are wasting electricity on that we are wasting manpower on that and at the same time we are delaying our the products for this part that is also sometimes considered as a loss only. Then next comes is your surface finish. So again it is an important aspect to be considered for tool material. Like if we select a material that is harder for this like and it is getting the melting point of temperature melting point of that tool is not getting enough and the friction is being produced on the tool, so that is letting on to the heating up of tool at the that temperature range and that leads to the chips to weld over the tool and resulting on this what will be happening that will be the marks on the surface of the tool part. So for the finished parts, we are when we are having the marks, we are not having the desired surface finish only. So then also that can be considered because not only taking a hard or a brittle tool is not solving the purpose for us. We have to consider that it should give the desired surface finish also for the product also. It is not only that we are using just employing a hard material and it is helping us to getting on the metal move from this we are to keep in mind also we have to keep on in consideration also that the material should be taken off plus not at the cost of the surface softness of that material. Then next is your accuracy desired. So what is the accuracy that is desired out of it? So means what are the dimensional accuracy we are looking about? What are the ranges for the what are the tolerance ranges for the material to be chipped off or to cut off? So metal cutting has to be taken off with the dimensional tolerances to be kept in mind also. So dimensional tolerances are important in this case because the reason being because what is the actual the dimensions are to be considered like if they are it is in a very short the tolerance range is very short so the tool should also be fine the tool should also be of same quality so that tool can be take off that we can say difficult contours or the difficult tolerances that has been provided. So if it's obviously that if the we are considering more amount of accuracy for the dimensional tolerances, then the cost of the tooling or the selection of the tool material is to be we can say seriously employed, and the cost of the cutting tool will seriously gonna increase also for that part. So these were some of the we can say criteria for the selection of proper cutting tool material. Then next comes so, cutting tool material have to withstand extreme process conditions specific for cutting. So, another thing that we have to keep in mind that the cutting tool material has because when it will be taking out the material, it will be going on very high range temperatures, clear, and that will be extreme conditions for that tool to survive or and to take out the material at that higher ranges so that it should be it should be able to withstand or it should have some of the properties that should a tool should possess while selecting our cutting tool materials. Like first one is high hot hardness. Hot hardness is basically when the tool becomes hot and reaches the high temperature levels in this case. So when it reaches the high temperature cases in this part, so what happens for this is that mostly the materials get to soften up. It is that we seen on the shops also, and that we that go for hot working also. They make the material red hot and then they change the shape of that material that we are normally seen in our markets. The person doing like this. So it just to make the material first red hot. Then when it gets very much hot, then the shape of that can be altered because it becomes soft when it reaches the higher temperature ranges. So in case of tool, it is not desired. It should have a high value of hot hardness here, although because whenever that we can say the range of the temperature range is in such a way that it is on the lower range, the almost every hard material possesses hardness, but it goes on depleting as it moves upwards towards the higher temperature ranges. So it has to be kept in mind that the tool, because obviously the tool will be working for, we can say, a longer cycle of time, and that will be taking out, and due to friction and due to that we can say movement of chips, and due to all that there will be the temperature rise at the tip of the tool and the workpiece. So that should be kept into mind that at that specific range of temperature the tool should retain its hardness. It should not go soften up, or there should not be depletion of or the failure of the tool or wear and tear of tool at high temperature zones. Then next is toughness. It should be tough enough to take off the, we can say, the pressure, the shocks, or the material that is being taken off by the chipping action. It should we can say maintain its toughness also. Then it should be wear resistance. Wear resistance. Wear means basically the taking off of life, or we can say the taking off of material over the tool with the span of time or with the same range of this. So it should be wear resistant. So the although the whenever a tool is working on the workpiece, there has will always be the wear of the tool, because the material is taking off the material from the tool is taking off the material from the workpiece. When it's taking off the material from the workpiece, obviously it's gonna be facing high temperature, high pressures, all over the things will be implied of the tool. So it will be taking the wear is taking place over that part. So it should not like it cannot, we can say, uh, repeat up, or it cannot pile up here the process of wear, but it can slow the process of the wear. So it should be wear resistant. It should be able to withstand wear for the as much ranges as the values as it can for this, because the wearing is a irreversible process. We cannot reverse the process of wearing. So it has to be like the it, the only thing that while selection of cutting material has to be opted that it should slow the process of wear in that part. Yeah. Then next is your low coefficient of friction in that part. So it should have a low coefficient of friction here, because when the tool and the workpiece will be in contact with each other, like in the case of the lathe machine, the workpiece is rotating and the tool is stationary, and due to the movement of that rotary movement of that workpiece, and it will be touching on the tip of the tool, then there will be, and obviously there is a formation of chips also. When chips go off and touching on the surface of the tip of the tool, there will be the friction also. Yes. So as much as there will be increase in friction, there will be the rise in temperature, and as much as there will be the rise in temperature, there are chances of wear and tear, and the getting of slowing of the process of the taking of material, and there are chances that the metal will be welded on the tool. So that will be taken up. All these considerations are to be taken up. So every, we can say, cutting tool material should have a low coefficient of friction, because friction is also we can say a phenomena that we cannot make a friction to zero, but yeah, we can reduce it as we can, because anything that is there is moving and there is there will be the presence of friction only, but we can step on to reduce the friction as much as we can, because and it is only possible if the material is having a low coefficient of friction. It should not respond to the friction. It should have a low coefficient of friction values, so that easily without friction the material can be taken off very easily. Then it comes higher thermal conductivity and specific heats. So thermal conductivity means it's able to conduct heat. Yes, so it should have high thermal conductivity. So it should be able to, that is the we can say, withstand heat, and it should have, we can say, it should conduct heat as much as it can, so that if the material should be taken off easily, the material should be chipped off, the material should be machined easily from the workpiece. Then again is machinability. It should be machinable. Clear. So the machinability, that amount of material that the tool is taking off plus the material of the tool should be such that it can be taken off by the shape in such a manner that all the it can be machined and it can be provided to the desired shape of that cutting tool can be taken off by that part. Then classification of cutting tool. What are the materials that are being normally used for cutting tool materials? The first one is carbon steel. Then HSS, that we normally call as high speed steel. Then cast alloys or stellites. Normally we cast alloys are also known as stellites also. Then cemented or sintered carbides. Then cemented carbides and sintered carbides. Sintering as a process like we have discussing in the last chapter also, that is the heat treatment process. After this, that is cemented or we can say carbide, that are set of byproducts of the sintered process. Then ceramics or oxides, then we call it ceramics materials or oxide materials. Then viscous reinforced alumina or kiln. That is kiln, that is basically the material that is viscous, that is reinforced with alumina, silicon, the diamonds, cubic boron nitride (CBN) that we normally call it. Then ceramides and coronite. There, then ceramides come the ceramides and the coronite. So these are some of the useful materials, are the common materials that we normally use for this. Then